Welcome back to Icon on the Internet. Okay, so tonight at this vid, and it's called The 7 Deadly Sins as YouTubers. Okay, so sins like lust, envy, anger, gluttony, greed, sloth. Let's see, I thought Nick Cardo would definitely fall under like sloth or something. Or gluttony. I don't know. I don't know what YouTubers are going to be on here, but I'm curious to know. So yeah, sure. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. I think I need a stronger drink for this one.
Sins: greed, lust, envy, pride, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. There are 7 YouTubers in particular that perfectly exemplify these 7 deadly sins, starting with greed. Greed is thought of as the uncontrolled longing for something when someone has to sacrifice something important to get it. Jake Tran is the perfect candidate for this sin.
I've never heard of him.
Jake definitely seems to be enjoying his life with expensive watches and fancy vacations, what did he sacrifice to get there? Well, that would be his video quality. There was a point in time when Jake was producing some of the best documentary content on YouTube, and his channel would absolutely explode because of it. But Jake sees himself as a capitalist, so he needed to optimize his machine. At first, this optimization would start out small and barely noticeable. However, it wouldn't be long until this machine was so optimized it would lose the soul that everyone loved in the first place. Completely outsource the editing to people on Fiverr? Check. Include a sponsor in every video? Check. Accept deals from scammy sponsors that have questionable products they want to sell to his fans? Check. You could definitely make the argument that Jake is even more successful after he indulged in greed, but the same could not be said for the YouTuber who indulged in lust. Lust is thought of as unbridled sexual desire, often when one has to sacrifice something pure because of it. James Charles is the perfect candidate for the sin of lust, the beauty YouTuber who was on top of the world but allowed his empire to be destroyed because of his desires. In late 2020, James was gaining an impressive average of nearly 150 million monthly views, but it wouldn't be long until his reputation was completely destroyed, beginning with James saying he was into straight men.
Want a boy who is straight.
Love that for you. That's easy.
It's easier than you would think.
After James was photographed at Coachella with a straight Instagram model named Gage Gomez, he would respond to the questions asking if this was his new boyfriend with the following tweet. Nope, unfortunately, I'm still very single. This boy played me for months on end and is a disgusting con artist. I'm thankful I had my friends with me to protect me. After James tweeted, Gage would release a video alleging James was pressuring him into meeting up and beginning a physical relationship. But this drama would look like nothing in comparison to the events that would be the downfall of James Charles. It would all start when a Twitter user named Isaiah13 would make a tweet saying, "If you're gonna text someone, make sure you know their age. He added me on Insta. My Insta has my TikTok, which shows my age." Isaiah would then reveal on his TikTok James had been pressuring him to send explicit photos. It wouldn't be long until several other individuals would also come forward alleging they had a similar experience. James has not had a single month of positive subscriber growth since the drama. But unlike James, the next YouTuber on this list would explode in subscribers once his drama began. To envy is to have a longing arousal for someone else's belongings. But to take it a step farther is to have an extreme desire to actually be someone else. This personifies White Boy M, a YouTuber who constructed his entire personality around that of a more popular YouTuber, IShowSpeed. Before M was trying to become Speed by emulating him, he would post interview-style content, but pay attention to how his voice sounds.
How many years did Richard Nixon serve president?
Oh, child, I am not even about to lie to y'all boys right now, bro. I was on Omegle,
And a guy actually showed, his his private part, bro.
The speed imitation would begin
Bro.
when M would start off a live stream with the title Live with I Show Speed. The live stream would gain significantly more traction because of the clickbait title, signaling to M that speed was his ticket to virality. Over the coming months, M would begin acting more and more like Speed, talking completely differently than he used to. This would continue until a series of clips would completely blow up White Boy M's channel.
Really? I have 14 out of 15 bubbles, bro. Are you serious right now, bro?
But internet
Cut with the
success
fake
or
accent,
directly
bro.
copying someone else is never
Nah.
sustainable in the long run, which is reflected by M's statistics. While White Boy M would be considered somewhat of a small YouTuber, the next YouTuber on this list is one of the biggest on the platform and is representing Pride. Pride is defined as dangerously corrupt selfishness, putting one's own desires, urges, wants, and whims before the welfare of others. If we take a look at the events that transpired in Logan Paul's YouTube career, Pride would be a perfect descriptor to summarize them. Starting with his early Vine days, which could best be described as him acting like a public nuisance. Pride could certainly be seen in these type of videos because he was acting like an idiot, annoying the public for his own personal gain. But Logan Paul's prideful actions would only get worse from here on out. The major event we can point to would be when Logan filmed a vlog in a Japanese forest, which is colloquially called the Suicide Forest.
How did I need to forget about this? Like, how long ago was this? Like 2017, 2018? No one's here for the apology, but like hell, I weren't neither. That was already done at that point. But it's like people have completely forgotten about that completely now. I nearly forgot about that. It's actually mad to me.
He was acting in his normal over-the-top kid-friendly manner, but the worst part of the whole situation would be when he showed an actual dead body of a man who had deleted himself. After a huge
I heard that he's not the only YouTuber that's done this. Like, didn't Talamojo do the same thing as well at some point? Either before or after? Wow. And I know, and she still ain't cancelled. If she was cancelled, she wasn't cancelled for long. No, was she? White privilege and pre-privilege all in one. Mate. You know what they say, the higher you climb, the harder you fall.
apology tour, it would appear that Logan had reconstructed his reputation, but he would again put his own wants before the welfare of others a few years later. In early 2022, Logan would begin his foray into crypto. This journey would start with a few promotions of what are called pump and dump coins. These are coins designed to make their founders money without providing any value to the community that supported them. Logan would profit immensely from promoting these coins, but these promotions would pale in comparison to Logan's own project, CryptoZoo, a game which, similar to a pump and dump coin, was designed with a minimal amount of effort to earn as much money as possible for its founders.
Of course, it all comes back to money.
Broken and underdeveloped, leaving a huge trail of victims who lost significant sums of money after believing in Logan's promises. While Logan Paul is big on YouTube, this YouTuber is also big, but in a different way, and is a candidate for gluttony. Gluttony is the overconsumption and overindulgence in something to the point of waste. The genre of YouTube videos known as mukbang would be the perfect candidate to represent gluttony, as the videos involve preparing an ungodly amount of food and then attempting to finish it. But when choosing a specific YouTuber to represent gluttony, it would have to be Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado, otherwise known as Nicholas Perry, would begin his YouTube channel in Colombia, documenting his vegan life when he moved there with his then boyfriend. He would cover
God, this guy looks so slim back then. Yeah, I saw, I don't remember whose video it was. But they did like a whole documentary or whatever about Nikocado Avocado and his husband. You know, the one that he fake fights with on on camera. Was consuming a bunch of food. Nick and his husband used to be so slim back then. That shit's mad to me. The more views he got, the more bigger he got, and the more food he consumed. It's mad. The things people do for clout, money, and attention, right? Fake fights and
things about
all
his
this shit.
lifestyle, but his channel would only start gaining a decent amount of traction on his videos when he ate food in front of the camera, otherwise known as a mukbang. At first, these mukbangs would start out with a somewhat reasonable amount of vegan food and usually involve Nicholas finishing it. But about a year into his YouTube journey, Nicholas would make a video stating his frustrations with the vegan community and saying he would be departing from it. From this point forward, although his dishes were still very healthy, they would occasionally start containing meat in them. But being in the mukbang niche meant that to stay interesting and compete
You have to
against
keep
the other
eating
YouTubers, Nicholas
on
would
camera.
have to up the portions and the visual intrigue of the food he was eating. The food Nikocado Avocado was eating began to become increasingly unhealthy, and the portions larger as time went on. With this gradual change, his weight would
Jesus
increase as well,
Christ.
transforming the once skinny vegan YouTuber into a morbidly obese person that uses a mobility scooter to get around. Nikocado went from vegan to meat lover, and the next YouTuber
That
would
was
be very
mad.
angry at him, which is perfect because she's our candidate.
for
Wrath is the most simple of the 7 deadly sins, and is pretty much thought of as excessive anger. Thinking about angry YouTubers, images of raging gamers probably come to mind, but there's actually someone who's much more angry than them. Observing her outward appearances, she would probably be one of the last people you would think should fill this spot on the list. But the truth is, she's one of the most angry YouTubers of them all. That vegan teacher, otherwise known as Katie Dykmeyer, would create her channel on July 21st, 2018, but she wouldn't start uploading until the pandemic began in 2020. Her videos would start off very tame and would be what you would expect from a typical vegan activist, although her videos would change forever once she made the discovery that the more outrageous she made her content, the more views she obtained. Even though these views would be comprised of people watching for the sole purpose of laughing at her, her views would go up nonetheless. At a certain point, she would devise a new strategy, combining outrageous content with calling out famous influencers. But if her goal is to actually convert people to the vegan lifestyle and not just increase her own notoriety, it certainly isn't working, as her image of the crazy vegan steers people away from considering it as a serious lifestyle. You could say a lot of things about that vegan teacher, but one thing you definitely can't say is that she's lazy and isn't always trying new strategies to get people to be vegan. However, in terms of work ethic, the same could not be said for the next YouTuber on this list and our candidate for sloth. Sloth is the reluctance to work or make an effort, otherwise known as laziness. The best way we can apply this idea to the concept of YouTube is a failure to innovate and create new content, as we can pretty much examine every failed YouTube channel and see that 90% of the time, the chief cause of its downfall was lack of innovation. Boogie2988 is no exception to this rule and is a great candidate for the deadly sin of sloth. Boogie hasn't seen a month of positive subscriber growth in over 3 years, and the primary reason for this is the fact that his content never changes. A vast majority of his videos are him sitting in his room talking about something or complaining about his life. If you look at a video made 1 year ago, 2 years ago, even 3 years ago, there's no significant change in video quality, the pacing, or really anything at all. The truth is, YouTube is such a competitive game that if you aren't changing anything, people will eventually get bored and watch someone else who is putting in the effort to make their videos perpetually better. And unfortunately for now,
That's true.
Boogie is not making the choice to do that.
the guy hasn't changed. That vegan teacher, I just can't, man. I saw a clip of him of that woman on TikTok. I was like, if this woman, this is not convincing me to go vegan. This is making me look at some vegans and think, well, I say I know one vegan, but like, I don't go entirely vegan. I think they were a fake vegan. We were saying they were vegan, but weren't they at Nando's ordering chicken and eating chicken? Not veggie chicken, real chicken. Like seriously, just them ones that keep on shoving it down your throat, right? It's like having a Christian YouTuber and having them just constantly shoving the word of God down your throat. Like, nah, you're putting people off. But wow, shit, this is mad. Ooh, and someone, I'm looking at the comment right now. Someone commented that vegan teacher was an elementary school teacher but was fired after her boss saw her TikToks of her bullying, swearing, and yelling at her followers, many of whom were children. Supposedly, she also wasn't that nice to children in her class neither. Oh damn. She was caught on TikTok laughing at a comment that a person had made, mentioning that their family member passed away from going on a strict vegan diet. Go to hell. She's been kicked off of TikTok millions of times and even encourages her followers to send death threats to those who publicly call out that vegan teacher, even going after their children. Jesus Christ. Is this woman even a real vegan? Jesus. See, it's people like that give vegans a bad name. And I don't even know if she's a real vegan or not, nor do I care. Someone said, this YouTuber is also big, but in a different way. That made me laugh. Sounded so shady. Oh man. The moment Avocado saw that his few videos are getting popular, he just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna make more, consume more, and yeah, how excessive though. I'm not gonna lie, the fake fights with his husband were pretty funny though. They were pretty funny. It makes me laugh because it's like the things people do for clout, fame, money, attention, all of that shit. That shit's mad, but this was a nice video though, mind you. Someone said, I actually feel bad for Nick Ricardo. He threw his life and Orlan's life away for fame, but it only made him and his boyfriend miserable. I also feel bad for that vegan teacher because she's gone mad trying to make people vegan. Third and last edit, I actually feel bad for them all. Okay, I know, but now this is my last edit because I forgot to mention that I don't feel bad for James Charles. And he misspelled Charles. Yeah, I don't feel bad for anyone on this. I don't feel bad for anyone on this channel. Anyone that was listed in this video, I don't feel bad for. Especially not that vegan teacher. No way in hell. Yeah, this is an interesting vid though, mind you. But yeah, all of you are all going to hell. All of you. Even the sloth one. But yeah. Let me carry on with this. But yeah, the one, the last one, the sloth one, the people whose content haven't really changed or whatever. That's probably the reason why I don't watch half the OG YouTubers I used to watch. Because all of them, they used to do vlogs like that all the time back then. They still do them, but I'm just like, I'm not into vlogs like that anymore. I started off watching their challenge, their collab videos with other YouTubers, and then I used to watch their vlogs, especially because they did some challenge videos in between. Some of them did anyway. But now I'm like, nah, I'm not really into vlogs like that anymore. I'd rather watch like other reaction videos and commentary videos and shit like that. For one, it gives me more material to work with here. That's one. And two, some of the people are pretty funny, right? Some of them are funny, right? So I used to watch, so now I kind of watch people like D Chanel, Cad's Crew, Impressive, people like that. Oh, that reminds me, I need to watch Cad's Crew again. Oh, I used to watch this guy, was it Nicholas Light TV? I haven't watched him in a while. Definitely need to get back to watching his videos again. But yeah, this video was interesting though, mind you, but I gotta go. Okay, so that's it for this video. Like, subscribe if you want. I post if I feel like it, and I'll see you next one. Bye.